Trinity's discovery of her mother's diary exposes a life of secrets and fear, leaving her with burning questions. Who was her mother fleeing? What danger threatens Trinity? Where is Reece? Reece, struggling to connect with Trinity, receives a hopeful call from Noah. Trinity's mind flashes back to a confrontation with her grandfather at his estate, where he reveals the mysterious moonstone and a shocking truth. Her mother fled because of Trinity and what she is. Awakening a prisoner, Trinity grapples with her grandfather's words. What is she? Will Reece find her? Reece stood at the edge of the abandoned warehouse, the rusted metal a stark contrast against the pale moonlight. His wolf, usually a comforting presence, was a raging inferno within him, mirroring the turmoil in his heart. He'd followed Trinity's fading scent for hours, a torturous journey through the city's underbelly, the grimy back alleys, the forgotten roads, the desolate industrial parks. Each whiff of her scent, growing fainter with every step, was a knife twisting in his gut. Now the trail had led him here, to this desolate place on the outskirts of town. The warehouse loomed before him, a skeletal structure against the night sky. Its metal exterior was a patchwork of rust and decay, a testament to years of neglect. The windows, once perhaps offering a view into the bustling activity within, were now shattered and gaping like empty sockets in a skull. A single flickering streetlight cast long, distorted shadows across the cracked pavement, painting the scene in a palette of grays and blacks, adding to the sense of foreboding. Reece took a deep breath, trying to calm the storm within him. His enhanced senses, usually a blessing, were now a source of agony. The air was thick with the smells of oil, dust, and mildew, the familiar sense of abandonment. But beneath it all, a whisper, a trace. Trinity. It was faint, almost imperceptible, like a ghost of her presence. But it was enough to make his pulse hammer against his ribs, enough to ignite a spark of hope in the face of despair. She was here, he growled, the words barely audible, his fists clenching and unclenching at his sides. Not long ago. Noah, his beta and closest friend, stood beside him, his expression grim. He scanned the perimeter, his eyes narrowed, taking in every detail. Then, where is she now? Reece's sharp eyes darted around, searching for any sign, any clue, a dropped earring, a torn piece of fabric, anything that would tell him what had happened here, what had taken his mate from him. He moved with a sense of desperate purpose, sniffing the air again, trying to isolate her scent, to cling to that fading trace of her presence. But the deeper he went into the warehouse, the more the scent dissipated, until it was nothing more than a phantom, a cruel reminder of what he had lost. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. She's not here, Noah said, his voice laced with frustration. He knew Reece as well as he knew himself. He knew the bond they shared, the connection that was as tangible as a physical link. He could feel Reece's pain as if it were his own. The mate bond, usually a source of comfort and strength, was now a searing brand, pulling at him, screaming for him to find her, to bring her back. He reached out with his mind, trying to connect with the mark he had placed on Trinity, the symbol of their bond. He focused, closing his eyes, envisioning her in his mind. Her vibrant smile, her sparkling eyes, the way her hair fell across her shoulders. But there was nothing. No images, no feelings, no connection. It was as if she had vanished from the face of the earth. His stomach twisted into a knot of dread. He knew what it meant. They masked her scent, he muttered, his voice dark and dangerous. Someone covered their tracks. Noah stiffened, his eyes narrowing. Warlocks? Reece's jaw clenched so tight his muscles ached. It made a sickening kind of sense. A wave of pure, unadulterated rage surged through him, so intense it threatened to consume him. Damn it! He slammed his fist against the nearest metal beam, the impact reverberating through the building, a testament to the raw power contained within him. The sound echoed the frustration and fear that were tearing him apart. Noah placed a hand on his shoulder, his touch firm but gentle. Reece, we'll find her, he said, his voice low and reassuring. We just need another lead. A sudden noise, a faint rustling sound echoed from the far end of the warehouse. Reece and Noah both snapped to attention, their senses on high alert. Reece's instincts flared and he moved without hesitation, sprinting toward the sound, his movements fluid and silent. He turned a corner expecting to find an attacker, a clue, anything that would shed light on Trinity's disappearance. Instead, a stray cat bolted past him, its eyes reflecting the dim light, its sudden appearance shattering the tension. Reece exhaled sharply, the breath escaping him in a rush of disappointment and frustration. It was a false alarm, a cruel trick of the night. "It's a dead end," Noah said, shaking his head. Reece refused to accept that. He wouldn't. His mate was out there somewhere, alone, possibly hurt, and he was wasting precious time chasing shadows and empty leads. He stormed back to the entrance of the warehouse, pulling out his phone and dialing Vincent, his PAX beta. The moment Vincent answered, Reece barked, "Any updates?" Vincent's tone was grim, confirming Reece's worst fears. "Nothing yet. The patrols haven't picked up her scent anywhere else." Reece clenched his jaw, his teeth grinding together. "Then they took her far from here," he said, his voice tight with barely suppressed anger. "Probably teleported." Noah's voice was tight with concern. "What now?" Reece didn't hesitate. He knew what he had to do. "We keep looking," he said, his voice firm, brooking no argument. "Someone had to see something. There's always a trail, even if it's hidden, even if it's faint. We just have to find the right person, the right clue, the right thread to lead us to it." He wouldn't rest. He wouldn't sleep. He wouldn't stop until he had Trinity back in his arms, safe and sound. Even if he had to tear the entire world apart to find her, he would do it. He would stop at nothing. Will Reece find her before it's too late? What do her captives really want? Is Reece responsible for her plight? How long will Trinity survive? And what about the past life visuals she is having? Is there any truth to them?
Hey, I am Trinity. Want to know what happens next? Then click the link in the description below and download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.